She had really high hopes from this relationship, but unfortunately, history was about to repeat itself. I gave her a gentle hug and I felt her body literally shaking from head to toe. This made me very nervous. Just by looking at her puffy eyes and swollen face, I could tell that she'd been crying for quite some time and was really feeling the hit. She was on the verge of a literal breakdown. I desperately wished for her well-being. I wanted to drag her out of this pain. So I sat her down and I decided to do something I'd never done before. After a lot of inner resistance and going through an internal battle of whether I should or shouldn't, I just gave her my secret formula and asked her to try this on her boyfriend as soon as possible. At first, she stared at me with a blank look on her face and asked, "Will this work?" I confidently said, "Look, don't prejudge this, just do it and see what happens next." The next day, I sent her a text asking, "So, did it work?" I didn't hear back from her for several hours. After that point, Heather didn't reply to any more texts and switched her phone off. I tried calling her a few times, but to no avail. With each passing day, I was growing more and more anxious. On the fourth day, I heard a knock on my door. I looked through the peephole and immediately felt like a huge load had been lifted off my shoulders. It was Heather. I quickly opened the door and surprisingly saw a very different person standing in front of me. She was standing there with a wide grin plastered across her face. Before I could say anything, she pushed me back a little, stormed into my house, and jumped on the couch like a little kid. I said, "Whoa, someone is very happy today." She said, "Well, I have good news and bad news. First, I'll tell you the bad news. I'm moving." Confused, I asked, "What? Moving? Where?" With a slight blush, she got a little closer to me and said, "This is where the good news comes in. I'm moving in with my boyfriend." I asked, "Wait a minute, is this the same guy who wanted to get rid of you a few days ago?" She admitted, yes, that was